Good morning. Today's special guest is a lawyer and workforce activist. Welcome, Maria Fernanda Otero. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Please take a seat. So, Maria Fernanda, can you please describe what is it you do?
As you mentioned before, I'm a lawyer and a workforce activist. As a workforce activist, I go to several industries and companies and talk to the workers. I tell the workers what are their rights and what are their duties in their jobs.
Now, I read in your biography that throughout your career you have undertaken different studies regarding classism. Can you please elaborate?
Yeah, that's right. I've done research about classism that can be found in different areas of our society. For example, I did research of classism in our schools and the classism that our students are facing at a very young age. I also did research about classism found in the workplace and in many other areas of our society and our everyday lives.
Now, when we refer to the workplace, we can now talk about the following topic, which is economic inequality.
That's right. Classism is one of the main causes for economic equality because in this case, income inequality is caused by the difference that companies are making between the low-class workers and the high-class workers. In this case, the low-class workers are earning less than those in a higher social class.
What other example can you give regarding economic inequality?
For example, we see the differences in our countries between the high social class and the low social class. Our country is facing a lot of poverty because of this classism, because the low class workers are not earning that much money, and they are the ones that need to earn more in order for our country to improve.
Now, what is your position regarding social inequality?
Social inequality is caused when different social classes experience different opportunities. In my opinion, there shouldn't be any social inequality. I believe that all citizens of our country should have the same opportunities of education, healthcare, and several of these benefits that are not given to a low social class.
Now, what would you say about gender inequality?
Gender inequality. It's also a huge problem that we're facing nowadays, where classism is also implied. For example, maids, they're usually women, and therefore they're mistreated or paid less than they should because of their social class and their gender as well.
What would you say regarding racial inequality?
Racial inequality is also a huge problem we're facing nowadays, where some companies or industries refuse to hire workers because of their race.
What about age inequality?
Age inequality. Here in our country, we can see a lot of age inequality, where little children are in the streets begging for money, or some children are forced to work at a very young age, and they're not allowed to go to school, and their parents force them to work.
Now, getting some way back to your biography, can you please explain how did this journey start?
As you see in my biography, I come from very humble origins. Both of my parents were low-class workers, and they didn't have enough money to support our whole family. As a very young girl, I started working at 13 years old. I started working in this house as a maid for a high-class family. Since I was a low-class person, they mistreated me should. And I didn't know that the reason of this discrimination was because of my class. One day I realized that this cannot happen to me or to other persons. So I decided to continue working for this family, but with one objective. I was going to use that money I earned in my job so I could pay my school. Therefore, I became a lawyer, and now I am an activist for the working class, and I make sure that their rights and their duties are being fulfilled.
Are you familiar with the term rankism? It basically means or reflects what happens when our workplace has truly defined who is at the top of the food chain, if we can say. When people abuse of their position and their power. What is your opinion?
I believe this term is just like classism. People take advantage of the higher class in order to make the working class, the low working class, work more, while they take advantage of their success.
Do you think that classism is also reflected in religious activities?
Yes, I do believe that. I believe that classism in religious activities can be found when certain communities don't allow certain social classes to enter their social gatherings or their reunions. And yes, I do believe religious activities are related to classism as well.
Do you have any last words you would like to add?
Yes, I would like to say that classism is one of our main problems we're facing nowadays. And I believe that we should all start accepting each other the way we are, so more equality is found in our country, and our country is able to improve not only economically, but socially as well.
Thank you, Maria Fernanda.
Thank you for having me.